I was cheerleader since probably 7 or 8 years old. Like in high school, I'm sure you remember who like the basketball players were and the football players and star football players. So I was, the cheerleader. I was the flyer. I was at the gym Saturday morning, if I wasn't at the gym, I was practicing at home. And then the next day, I had cheer every day. I was hanging with my cheer friends after school. Cheer was my world. I was trying out I could either be on JV or varsity, so it was like a really big tryout, and I was ready and I was preparing, and I got hurt while I was tumbling and getting ready for the tryout, and we learned I needed surgery, but I was gonna get the surgery after the tryout so I could still try out. So it was hard for me because my tumbling wasn't up to par. I was just in pain in general, and every little aspect of it had tumbling in it, which I couldn't do, so it's just so competitive. Coming in, I was like, well, I made it every year. I just had this mindset, well, they can let it slide, like I'm injured, it's fine. On Saturday morning, the results were posted, and so seeing that my number was not on the list, I was in complete disbelief. Like I was like, well, this is a mistake. Even though it's high school cheerleading, but it was my entire world. But then once I got to school, it was awful because people didn't know what to say to me. You walk the high school and I felt absolutely just invisible. I met with Caitlin Dale, she's my youth pastor, and she was telling me this quote by Bob Goff, and it said, "Take everything you're known for away, and what's left is who you are." Take away your world, in this instance, cheer for me. And she was kind of telling me how God marked me on the inside before I was marked by anything on the outside. That was hard for a little bit because I definitely wanted a thing. I wanted, Nora Jones, she's a blank. No longer a cheerleader, but she's a blank. Well, that was hard for me to grasp. What's inside and what identity matters, because truly it's the only identity that should matter. And that's really what shot me up from my ground zero, is that nothing else matters, absolutely nothing, besides the fact that I am God's child, and that can never be taken away from me. And you are more than what you are just labeled as, because it's just a label, and it was just something that I decided to pick up when I was 8 years old. But it doesn't define who I am, and so it definitely helped me mature. It talks about it in Ephesians 2:10. "For we are God's handiwork, created in Jesus Christ to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." In the end, it matters what's on the inside and what God has called you to do. Take away everything, but God remains. And that was really comforting in that season.